It's good of you to join me. I'm honored and pleased to welcome you as my guest for these peculiar proceedings. Most of us think of a hospital as a place of healing, where sickness and injury are treated and remedied. But what if the hospital itself is the source of malignancy? Our story is called The Demon's Room, and a second opinion is only available to you here on the Nightfall radio show. I once worked as a forensic nurse in a hospital's lockup unit. We had one young lady who swore she was being haunted and abused by a demon she would call Tiberius. So many crazy things happened while she was on the unit. We go into the room, do normal care, leave, and seconds later, she'd start screaming bloody murder. We'd run into the room to find her looking like she'd been in a fight with a boxing champion. Bloody lips, black eye, markings all over her body. No one ever saw her doing these things to herself now. Things would get moved around the room seemingly by themselves. At one point, she was in protective restraints because the doctor thought she was hurting herself. I mean, there was no way she could have moved or done anything to herself while in those restraints. It just wouldn't have been physically possible. But new marks would always appear on her. Something else. Her tray or cart would be across the room, sometimes like it had been thrown or tossed and scattered onto the floor. The room was secure, so there was no way someone else was doing this. When we asked her questions, she would just say, "It was Tiberius." Sometimes we could detect terrible odors. I mean, worse than an open sewer or dead animal carcasses rotting in the sun. After she was discharged, we always had trouble with that goddamn room. If there was going to be a rapid response or code, it happened in that room. One night, a security guard reported lights blinking on and off, and something like the sound of a large animal growling. And it only happened in that room.